Ready? Hey guys.
Mic check.
One, two.
1, 2.
We're in the car. It's 20 degrees outside and icy. So we attempted to film this in the coffee shop, but that probably wasn't a good idea.
It's a little loud.
Yeah. Anyways. All right. So what's today's topic? What are we going to talk about?
Power Through Cancer series, seminar, and then currently what you and we are working on, and then 2018 goals.
Okay, cool. So the Power Through Cancer seminar series, we made up around in December. I have a coworker of mine that we're not very close to her, but she is like smiles and hugs every time we see her. Her husband has stage 4 pancreatic cancer, 4 kids. So we were just wondering, how can we support a family? They're not necessarily like asking for help, but if we were in that situation, like, I mean, I can't even imagine.
Well, you came to me and said, hey, why don't we get her groceries for this week? And I said, how about we do one better? Let's get her groceries for a month. So we dedicated our January weekends to doing anything and everything we can do to give back to her. So easiest for us to give our time and our knowledge in terms of strength training. It's just part of Lead FTS, live, learn, pass on. So it was very easy for us to get this set up. And I shouldn't say easy for us. A couple hoops we had to jump through, but a couple local gyms and friends, as soon as we sent out the request, they were like absolutely all in. How can we help? Which is really cool, really encouraging, and it's been a good journey so far. So
it's been great.
Yeah, week 1, January 7th was at Union Fitness. We had 15 to 20 people in the bench session and the deadlift session, morning and evening.
Most stayed for both.
Yeah, most stayed for both.
Which is great.
Yeah, we asked for $30 for one session, 50 for both, and people were more than happy to donate even more than that, which was really sweet. And even a couple guys, Alan and Steve and Rhea, people that see us all the time, just came in to donate and you know, get a little extra attention from us, and you know, that was nice. That was fun. Yeah. That went well. We had some really great deadlifters, some really good benchers. They listened well, and they already had some good technique coming in, so that was fun. And then this weekend, today, Sunday the 14th, was...
We just finished up with Arsenal Strength. They're located in Lawrenceville, so about 10-15 minutes away from Union. Again, we asked if they were in, and they said 100%, we're all in, how can we help? So it was a joy. It was fun working with those guys.
CrossFit group. Brooks asked that we teach them how to box squat. So, you know, difference between squatting to a box and box squatting.
Yes.
Taught them a little bit of sumo, taught them some chair deadlifts. As the general population and as CrossFit goes, had very weak hips. Just some posterior chain stuff to work on. And a lot of them picked it up pretty well. So I think they'll see some benefit to that. And then we'll kind of support Brooks in how to program that and how to help them, you know, build that into what they're already doing.
Yeah.
That was great. We have 2 more coming up. We're still figuring out details, and then we'll have a wrap up and kind of hand her some cash, and hopefully just takes something off of her mind.
Yeah. And something for them to enjoy and use the money however they choose to. So yeah, I think it's great.
Sure.
I'm excited.
We had not a couple fights. Just we were butting heads here recently when you asked me if you were crazy.
I mean, I'm Latin, so I'm naturally crazy, but I was a little extra crazy.
You were a little extra. Yessie had asked me, so we do this thing where we'll either ask each other out on dates. Yessie likes it because it makes her feel special, and I totally get it. But you had asked me out the last 2 or 3 times, so I kind of just was like, okay, that's her thing. She likes doing that, but she wanted that reciprocated, so... Yeah. You know,
so because I'm so good at organizing and like it's my thing, he thought I should take 100% control of it, and kind of reminded him like it's a 50-50 thing. It's a give and take thing. Sure. So,
but I also express my things in other, like I get you little gift cards or like little pick up coffee.
Oh my god! And you do great with that.
Yeah, no, I know you appreciate that. I'm saying maybe I expressed it a little differently than you would like to sometimes.
Yeah.
The other one was she wanted me to send her dirty text messages.
So I have this thing where I feel like I'm a has-been in the relationship. Like, it's nothing new. It's not like a new girlfriend. It's like nothing exciting. So I want to keep that spark going. And I feel like when text messages are less, as far as like being dirty or kind of exciting your partner, that goes away. I'm like, oh my God, is it becoming complacent, or am I not attractive? or just little things. And that it's crazy. Like, I feel good. I feel confident. He makes me feel good. It's just that reassurance thing. I guess, what are the 5 love languages? I think one of them is,
Words of affirmation.
Words of affirmation.
Sure.
I think that's
That
one
is
of,
most certainly yours.
yeah, that's definitely mine. So,
Anyways,
yeah.
she woke me up at 1 a.m. to tell me this.
It will never let it go.
Woke me up. I'm CPAP on. I'm out. Woke me up. We need to talk. I was like, why couldn't we talk 2 hours ago? You were eating dinner. I'm like, okay. Sorry for eating dinner, honey. What would you like to talk about? So she brought these things up, and she was right. No rebuttal. I took it somewhere else, which I got defensive because I'm tired and grumpy. It's 1 in the morning. But I apologized for that when we woke up and we moved forward. Now, 3 or 4 days later, I had sent you a dirty text message that you didn't respond to. You had called me.
I missed it
You
because I
missed
had called it.
Right,
Yeah.
which was fine. And you also asked me, or I came up behind you in the kitchen and was like kissing on you, doing all this. Now, I had not asked you out on a date yet, but I don't know what your schedule is. So after that, after 3 or 4 days, you were sitting on the couch and you were all huffy, puffy, like, I'm mad at you.
What was it?
I'm like, what's going on? And you're like, I just don't feel like, you haven't asked me on a date yet. You haven't done this. You haven't done that. And I said, okay, hold on. I did
And he
this.
pointed those things out, and I realized, I was like, so maybe there's like a deeper issue here. Maybe it's something with me.
Well, I asked.
Because you're doing
I said I did the things you
those
asked.
things, yeah.
And I said, you're still upset. I said,
So
what the fuck
clearly,
do you want me to do?
yeah, clearly I was being...
And you woke up the next morning and you were like, am I crazy? And I said, right now? No. Yesterday?
Yes.
100%.
Yeah.
So I appreciated that you were just like, oh, okay.
And I was aware of those things. When I want you to be honest. So when he's calling me crazy, it's not for me to be like, why am I crazy? Like, I'm being defensive. I was actually being crazy.
Well, there's a time where I can't tell you when you're being crazy. I really can't tell you're being crazy. You understand that, right?
I think you can. I think
Okay.
it's...
Okay, stay tuned for next episode.
I'm not that defensive.
No, you're
I'm
not.
very self-aware with things, and when you tell me I'm a certain way...
You are selectively self-aware, right? There are times where you are all about it, and then there are other times where you don't want to be introspective. You're just feeling what you're feeling, which is fine. I mean, it is what it is.
It is, okay.
So I would say half the time you're very introspective, and the other half the time you don't want to deal with it, or you don't want to hear about it.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
I guess.
Yeah.
Only you know that. I can't really know that.
Yeah, it's just hard for me to like quantify too, right? Am I gonna fucking write it down?
No, I hope not. Jesus.
Today, yes, he was defensive.
Because if I did that with you...
Brought up her body odor, was defensive.
I smell good all the time.
Okay, see, this is...
Anyways, he's brought up this 1 a.m. I woke him up, and I'm thinking in my head, he's going to be so proud that I didn't go to bed mad.
If you had just gotten home and woke me up to talk about it, okay, but like we were together for 2 hours before that. And
I was working,
you didn't,
so...
I know, you didn't want to talk to me then.
Anyways, I feel like we're getting back to on the same page and on our groove, so all is well. First world problem stuff.
2018 goals.
2018 goals. So I've already started a few. I said I wanted to go take some classes and apply for an internship just to start with kind of like getting the experience with marketing and planning events and design and just different things like that. So I have the opportunity to, or just the connection at Explore Swickly. So that's about 10 minutes away from Moon, where we live. And they had an opening. The marketing director there was pregnant and she needed someone to fill her spot for the next couple months. So it was kind of like a meant to be moment when I reached out to them for an opportunity. So it's a paid internship, which I didn't expect. So that's also great. And I'm excited. I already have a project coming up where I'm planning a 5K in the lovely Swickly community. It's one of my favorite communities. I hope we live there in the future.
You,
Right.
You want a farm.
I do want a farm. So we can have 2 things? I don't know.
You can
Anyways.
take care of one house when you want to.
So I started that. So I'm getting, as far as like my to-dos and my goals for 2018 rolling. Pretty proud of that. So what about you?
Union Fitness is great. Lindsay and Allison, 2 of my staff members, we've promoted them, so they're going to take on some more leadership roles. We brought in Ryan and then 2 more. You're fine. Brought in Ryan and 2 more possible full-time members. We have a lot to work through and a lot of room to grow. Revenue is good. Obviously, it can always be better. So the more we grow that, the more options we have, and the more we can kind of support our community and get people paid well for what they do. We're going to open the float. The goal was March. I think it's going to be later than that. Tim, my business partner, and I are working together to work through some of those details. Had a really good meeting with him about his goals, because mine kind of center around, have to kind of work around what he's trying to do in a good way. So I don't know what that will entail for Yessie. She will manage it at some point, full out, but I don't know if we'll integrate her into that or just give it to her from the beginning and then shuffle the other pieces of her life and her kind of career around. We'll sit down and talk about it, and it's going to be...
And we did a little bit today, so...
Yeah, it's just going to be, I want to give her 1, 2, 3 options and talk through Tim about those, and then see where the pieces fall and how to support her through that, so she can learn, but with a support system. And basically, I'll manage all the business side of things, and as she learns it, she'll take it over.
Right.
I didn't tell you this one. I think I want to go camping this year.
What?
I just want to get away. Like, no cell phone. Not
Disconnect.
Yeah,
I told you about that.
Yeah, just read, and I don't even care about hiking or anything, but just go see some stuff. And just get away. Take the dogs.
Wow, that's awesome. I mentioned that last year. That just completely disconnect and be one with nature.
Yeah.
I love it. That's good. We're talking about things that are happening. So what are actual, what do we want to accomplish? As far as attitude or approach or anything like that for this year.
I'm still working on not controlling my reaction, but not having a certain expectation. I spaz a lot, so I expect people to understand things the way I understand them right away, or I expect Yessie to know this or that, and if she doesn't, then I fly off the handle for about 2 seconds. It's not like I don't stay mad, but
no, you don't.
Sometimes.
But then when I'm in a mood and he reacts, then it affects my mood, and then it's a whole thing. I mean, it's true. So
just working on my initial reaction to things.
And I guess I would work on you not affecting my mood, because if I...
It's really frustrating.
Yeah. And I don't do it all the time. I do it sometimes. But if I'm able to just be like, okay, he's mad for these 2 seconds, let's just move on from that moment on, and then have a good day. That's just something I need to be aware of and work on. So maybe I should do that for me.
Just because I have a bad reaction to something, or I'm mad for 2 minutes, doesn't mean I'm going to stay mad, because I'm definitely not. And doesn't mean you should be mad at all.
Right.
Just let me be.
Right. I did pick a word. I like to do that. I think last year both of our words were growth. And we definitely grew a lot in the past year as individuals and as a couple. So this year my word is to be bold. I just want to approach everything that I'm pursuing with confidence, whether I know a lot or know very, very little. The point is just to learn as much as I can, embrace the moment, and hopefully, just attack it.
Yeah, it's a great one.
Yeah.
Mine is patience, for that reason. And business-wise, too. I sometimes get ahead of myself. Always good to plan and get excited. But, yeah, just need to be a little more patient. And, I don't know. More to be determined. I'll expand on that later.
Yeah. That's good.
That's all I got.
All right.
Going home and play with the dogs. No, I'm going to my brother's.
You are?
Yep.
You're gonna watch the game there? Good for you. Hang out with him. I'm gonna hang out with Davis. He works for Fit.co, which you bring up a lot. Joe and Anthony good friends he's went to high school with, and he also coaches at Union. He's like a hipster. He's so cute, but he's really, really creative. I'm gonna pick his brain a little bit today. I'm gonna shoot some photos of him in Lululemon gear, and in turn he's gonna shoot some photos of me and some On It and new Elite Up TS stuff. So I'm super excited.
I strive to be as cool as Davis.
He's really cool. And hopefully I can pick his brain, and I can pick out a good used camera and start photography this year, which is another goal, another to do. That's about it. Eventful day. I guess he's done. He's out. He's checked out. So let's talk about me now. I'm just kidding. All right, guys. Till next time. Bye.